The night had begun like any other. Warm lights, soft music, and the gentle murmur of conversations blending into something almost comforting. We had been invited to a coworker's anniversary party, one of those gatherings where everyone pretends to be more relaxed than they really are. My wife, Sarah, looked radiant in a navy dress that flowed around her like calm midnight waves. She held my arm as we entered, smiling up at me the way she used to when everything between us felt simple. But somewhere between the toast and the second round of drinks, she slipped away. At first, I didn't think much of it. People drift at parties, bathroom, patio, greeting someone they know. But 10 minutes passed, then 20. I scanned the room, expecting to see her laughing with a group, catching up with an old friend. Nothing. I stepped outside into the garden, where fairy lights were strung across the trees. The cool night air brushed my face. She wasn't there. I checked the kitchen, the hallway, the balcony, still nothing. Her phone lay on silent, vibrating uselessly in her small clutch on the table. Unease curled in my stomach. I told myself I was overthinking, but the truth was, Sarah had been distant for weeks, distracted, hiding her screen when I passed, smiling less, laughing even less. We had chalked it up to stress, but a small voice inside me knew better. Another half hour passed before I began asking around. Most guests shrugged. A few shook their heads. Then one of the host's friends hesitated. "I think I saw her head toward the back rooms," he said, nodding toward a dim hallway near the staircase. My heart thudded as I walked down the quiet corridor, too quiet for a house full of people. Soft whispers drifted from one of the rooms, barely audible behind a half-closed door. I shouldn't assume the worst, I told myself. But when I gently pushed the door open just enough to peek inside, the world tilted. Sarah wasn't alone. She sat on the edge of the bed, shoulders trembling, face buried in her hands. Beside her was a man, her brother, Cameron. I froze. Cameron spotted me first. He rose quickly, hands raised. "Hey, wait, it's not what you think." "Come in." My pulse slowed, confusion replacing fear. Sarah looked up, eyes red, makeup smudged. "What's happening?" I asked, stepping closer. She took a shaky breath. "I'm sorry I disappeared," she whispered. "I didn't want to ruin the party." Cameron rubbed her back gently. "She's been trying to manage it alone," he said. "But tonight it just got too heavy." I knelt in front of her. "Talk to me." Sarah wiped her eyes, inhaled, and spoke words that shattered me. But not in the way I'd expected. "I found out last month. Mom's cancer is back. And it's worse this time." My chest tightened. "I didn't know how to tell you," she continued. "I kept waiting for the right moment, but it never felt right. Tonight, I thought I might break in front of everyone. So I hid." Her voice cracked, and she buried her face again in her hands. I felt a sharp twist inside me. Not anger, but guilt. I had been ready to assume the worst because of her distance. But this I had never imagined. I pulled her into my arms. "I'm so sorry you went through this alone," I murmured against her hair. "You should have told me," I added. "I know," she whispered. "I was scared. I didn't want to fall apart." Cameron stepped back, giving us space, his eyes soft. "She didn't want to burden you," he said quietly. "But she needs you now." I held her tighter. The night, which I feared would expose betrayal, instead revealed a different truth. Painful, yes, but one that drew us closer rather than tearing us apart. When we finally left the room, hand in hand, the party went on as if nothing had occurred. But everything between us had changed, shifted, softened, strengthened. She had disappeared at the party, and now I finally knew why.